All right, so we will get ourselves started. Nice comfortable seated position. If you want to try being on your knees, you can give that a shot. Very big stretch for your ankles and the top of your feet. So at any point, if this feels like it's a little too uncomfortable, you can just switch over to your bottoms here. But we'll take a moment to sit up nice and tall. You think about lifting your chest and your chin, closing your eyes here. Taking a moment to find your breath, and we'll gently start to soften through our foreheads, relaxing those muscles in our jaws, and then letting those shoulders to drop down away from your ears. Taking another round of breath here, working out any little kinks that you feel in your body. You can get yourself comfortable. Breathing in, taking your time on this inhale. And taking just as much time for your exhale, blow out. Eyes open or closed, it's up to you here, but we're gonna take both of our arms with an inhale up overhead. And then as you exhale, we're gonna pull these elbows down, open your chest, lift your chin. Reaching towards the front through your fingertips, you think about rounding through your back there, and open it back up. Moving through these two poses, you can almost think like a seated cat-cow. You reach, let that chin come toward your chest, round and making space between your shoulder blades. Open it up, lift the chest, lift the chin. Feel free to increase your range of motion as you flow through this. It can be a little slower, a little quicker. If it feels good for you to hold one of the poses, that's fine too. But just find your breath, breathe with these two. We'll go one more time here. Reach into the front, nice length through those fingertips, and then open it up. Dropping those hands, we'll circle the wrist as they come down. You got it. Taking those hands in front of us, we're gonna transition all fours. You can find a place right in the middle of your mat here. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And with our right leg, we're gonna extend out to the side here. So that knee and toe is gonna face mostly to the front, and you're looking for this place where that foot is kind of in line with this knee. So you don't want it too far in the front or too far to the back, but kind of in line. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight, just in that area. And then we're gonna take our cat-cow from this position. So feels a little bit different, but you'll drop the belly, lift the chin, press into those palms, and then rounding up, same thing. Moving through these two, find your breath. We'll take a couple of rounds here. Noticing how this feels in your body. Maybe that range of motion feels a little bit smaller with the leg out, and that is okay. We'll take one more round here. And then finding a place in the middle, nice flat back. Hold in this position, we're going to send our hips back. So you have the option here to tuck those toes in the back. That might help you feel a little more stable. And then gently press those hips back. Feel that stretch. Taking it back to the front. So you're just moving through this back and front. Keeping the range of motion small to start so you can see how this feels in your hip, the foot in the back. If you feel stable and you want to try untucking the toes, that's an option as well. A little more intense if you take that option. And then those hips can move back as far as you would like, as far as feels comfortable. Coming right back to the center. We're going to take that knee back underneath the body. So if you want to pick up with the hands here, circle them out for a moment, giving those wrists a little bit of attention. And then taking that left foot right on out to the side. Taking a moment to just check to make sure we're in line there. So that foot is in line with the knee on your mat. Taking a couple rounds of cat-cow. So drop the belly down, lift the chin. Rounding up. Eyes open or closed. You know, it's always up to you. What feels comfortable, what helps you tune into your body. Staying with these sensations here. Let's take one more round. Dropping the belly, lifting the chin, and then rounding through. Coming right back to the center, we'll pause here. Option to tuck those toes on the back foot if you would like. And then let's send those hips back and to the front. So feel that stretch, move slow enough so you can see where you feel this in your body, how it feels. gradually increase your range of motion. Going 2 more times. You got it. Finishing out this last round. We'll take it back to the center, nice flat back, bringing that knee underneath. Dropping down 1 round of cat-cow, as big as you would like. You could drop that belly, lift the chin, rounding up. Coming back to the center, nice flat back here. If your wrists need a moment here to circle out, you can take that at any point. But we're taking those feet back 1 at a time, nice high plank position. So finding our core muscles this morning, right there in the middle of your body. You think about pressing through your heels, so you feel the stretch through those calf muscles, those quads are nice and tight, engaged and active. Finding an inhale, send your hips up nice and high for a down dog. Pressing those heels down towards your yoga mat. And then find in this little motion where you walk this dog out. So you bend one knee as that opposite heel presses down. And you can kind of find your own little pace here. So if you want to go a little quicker, feel that stretch. If it feels good for you to press one heel down and then you just pause there and enjoy that stretch, that's an option as well. Taking our feet, both heels pressed down towards the mat. Feel that stretch on the entire back side of your body. And then take those feet, we're gonna walk them up towards our hands. A little closer towards the top of the mat. Nice generous bend in your knees here. Letting the head come all the way down into your forward fold. Find an inhale, we're gonna lift ourselves up halfway. So those hands will come to the shins, the tops of the thighs. Either way, you hug the elbows in tight and you think long spine. Exhale to take it down. And we're stepping back with our right foot right on into a lunge here. You can wiggle that foot back into position so you have some space. And then when you're ready, that back knee will come down, untucking the toes, making adjustments with this front foot if any need to be made. And then send your hips straight to the front of the mat. Feel that stretch. You can rise to your fingertips here, chest open, chin lifted. And with a breath, some balance, we'll lift these arms up overhead. So slow and steady, take your time. Once you make it to the top, this right arm is gonna reach down to touch your hamstring in the back. If you feel stable and wanna lean back slightly, you can. And then these arms are gonna windmill to the front to rest on this knee. You can kind of round into it. So that would be our little motion. Inhale to lift up with the arms. Let the right arm drop behind you. You lean back, and then you windmill both arms around to the front. Blow out. So moving through this with the pace of your breath. An inhale takes both arms up. An exhale drops it down. An inhale leans back. And then an exhale windmills around to the front. You got it. Working through the wobbles. Let's go one more time. With your breath, take it up. Find some length. Drop it down. Feel that side body stretch. Coming to the front. Go ahead and let that chin come close to your chest here. You feel that stretch. Inhale to lift up just with the upper body. And then from here, we're gonna let this front foot scooch in a little closer so you can kind of close your space here. Feeling a little more steady. Both arms come up with an inhale. Now, nice and easy, I want you to take your time. This right arm is gonna reach back. At the same time, we're gonna see if that foot will lift up off of the mat. So you're gonna have to go slow. Lift it up, just reaching back there. It doesn't even have to make contact. Coming back to the center, you reach up. You got it, do it again. So you reach back, seeing if that foot will come up. You're just reaching in that direction. So it's totally fine if you don't make contact. Coming up. You can also try, if you feel too wobbly, scooch this foot in just a little closer. The closer you come, the more stable you'll feel. Regroup, we're going slow. And reach back there. If you make contact, that's great. If not, that's okay too. Sometimes it wobbles all over the place and you're just gonna have to work through that. Take it back, last time. And back up to the front. Both arms are gonna exhale down. Moving this left hand to the inside of this foot, you can walk it forward and out because we're gonna open up into this lizard pose. So enough room for your hips to come forward here. Stay on the hands. So you can lower to the forearms if you'd like, or you can even take this nice little twist if that feels good. But breathe into this. Take a round of breath. Whatever option you choose, staying loose through the hips so your hips can move a bit here in this position. And coming right back to the center. We're gonna walk that left foot back to the middle of our mat, taking that hand back to the outside and pressing into your lunge one more good time. Send those hips forward so you can feel the opening. And then with the back leg, we'll tuck the toes, lift the knee up, and this front foot is stepping back. High plank pose. Send your weight back into your heels, enough to where you feel that stretch in those calf muscles. Heart rate comes up a bit here in this plank. And then with an inhale, send your hips up high, down, dog. The top of your head comes all the way down, pressing that chest towards the tops of your thighs. And then taking the feet and walking them up towards your hands. Forward fold here. Follow the top of your head as it comes all the way down. So totally fine to shake out that head just a little bit. Slow motion, yes or no. Gonna let go of some tension there. An inhale is gonna lift us up halfway. So the palms come to the shins, the tops of the thighs. And this halfway lift where you can also work towards keeping those fingertips on your mat. That's an option as well. Exhale to soften it back down, soft knees. This time stepping back with your left foot. Left foot goes back, nice big step. You can wiggle if you need some more space between the feet. And then dropping the knee, untucking the toe, and making any little adjustments with your front foot here. You got it. Once you're there, you'll send those hips forward, so feel the opening. Rising to the fingertips, lifting the chest, the chin. Taking a moment to steady yourself to find your balance. Then we'll let those fingertips come up as slow and steady, so take your time. Once you make it to the top, this left arm is reaching behind you to rest on that hamstring. You got it. This top arm leans back if there's space, and then both arms windmill around to the front. You just rest it on the knee, round it into it. So use an inhale to lift up both arms. An exhale to drop that back arm, rest it on your hamstring. An inhale leans you back, side body stretch. And an exhale takes you forward, round into it. You got it. Moving through this a few more times. Take your time, slow and steady, especially if you feel like you get a little wobbly, then just slow it down. You think about your connection points, bringing it to the front. And let's go one more time. You got it. Breathing through this. So that's probably the most important thing, is just pulling yourself back to your breath, taking it down, and leaning back. Bringing it to the front, hold in this round position just for a moment. Lifting up just with the upper body, and then we'll close the space with our feet just a little bit so this foot can come in. You kind of close that space. Once you're there, feel your connection points. Both arms come up. And then take your time. You're gonna move nice and slow. It's the same left arm is gonna reach back towards that foot. And if the foot can lift up off the mat, you just reach back there in that direction. Coming back to the center and moving through those two. So that arm reaches back, your torso turns just a little bit. Maybe you touch the heel back there, maybe not, that's fine. We're just working our way towards this quad stretch. But as you can see, it's a lot of balance. So take your time, we'll just get that leg used to even lifting up back there. One more time, reaching back. You got it. And back to the front. Letting those arms float down in the front. You'll take that right hand to the inside of your foot. Walk it forward and out so you can open up into your lizard. On this side, we're pausing here to take a breath. So stay loose through your hips. You can even give them a little wiggle here, just as a nice, gentle reminder. The hands, the forearms. You know, one forearm is fine too if they both don't make it down. You can see what feels good. You've got that option to twist into this as well, which might feel really nice on that lower body. And then taking it back to the center. Gently walking that foot back to the center of your mat. Returning the hand to the outside. And pressing your hips forward into the lunge one more time. Feeling that stretch. You got it. With that back leg, you'll tuck the toes, lift the knee up, and then the front foot steps back right into that plank. Find your core muscles. Again, pressing into those heels, feel your stretch, notice your heart rate. See if you can take a round of breath as you hold this plank. So the breath feels a little choppy, and that is okay. You're gonna practice breathing through that, through the choppiness of it. Exhale, try to blow out completely, empty it all out. Then use your breath. Inhale to send those hips up, down dog. Press those heels down. Feel that stretch to the back side of the body. And then taking those feet, we're walking them up towards our hands. Forward fold. Bending both of those knees and letting the head drop all the way down. So you can pick up your hands here, grab the opposite elbows. See if you feel that length you create when you do that. And then we'll take this nice little sway so it's slow. Think about lifting up and out of your hips on both sides here. Taking the hands right back down. Palms are on the mat, so bend your knees as much as you need to get those palms down. And then with the breath, what we're gonna do is inhale, open up on the right side. As we do this, right arm lifts. At the same time, the right leg straightens. You're gonna keep that left knee bent. And then the exhale takes you back down. You soften that knee back into position. Switching over to the other side. Inhale, lift up with that left arm, straightening out the left leg at the same time. Exhale to take it down, bending the knee into position. Moving through this 2 more times. So find your pace. It's gonna match the pace of your breath here. Feeling that stretch through your hamstring. Moving slowly enough to stay with these sensations in your body. Exhale down. Taking 1 more round at your pace, a little slower, a little quicker. Breathe and stretch. Exhale to return. Last time you'll finish this one, reaching up. And then back down. You got it. Staying here, both hands on your yoga mat. We're gonna toe heel our feet out a little bit, opening up maybe about the width of the mat here. You're gonna leave your feet in this turned out position. Hands on the floor for support, and we're gonna take a few down up motions. So bend your knees, drop your tailbone, and then press it right back up. So you're moving through this a few times. Think about that tailbone, right? As it comes down towards the floor, towards the yoga mat, the head maybe lifts a little bit. Then you take it back up, the head drops down as you go. Moving through this 2 more times, if you're okay. Bend and straighten. Wonderful stretch for our hips and mobility work here. Last time, when you come down this time, let's get ourselves situated so we can hold this nice yoga squat. You can adjust with those feet. The heels press down towards your mat, but it's also fine if they don't make contact. So if your heels are lifted, that's fine too. You can keep these hands down, fingertips, bless you, or you can bring these palms together. If you do, you'll just gently press those knees open with their elbows. You kind of push it in your little knee crack there, and just pause. See if you can give yourself a moment to let your tailbone stay heavy. Maybe try to soften through those hips and then take a round of breath. Breathing into this. Exhale, let's blow out completely. Very nice. Taking the hands back down to our yoga mat. Find an inhale, press into those palms to lift that tailbone up. And then walk those feet back a little closer together. Softening the knees. And then let's let the head drop all the way down. Pause in here for a moment, looking for that nice release in your low back. So you can play with the bend in your knees here. If you want to start to straighten a little bit more so you feel that in your hamstrings, you can. Inhale, let's lift ourselves up halfway. You can move the palms to your shins, the tops of your thighs. If you want to try the fingertips on the floor, you can. Exhale, back down with soft knees. This time as you inhale, we're going to round all the way up. So take your time. Wiggle your fingers here. Nice and slow. You can almost think slow motion as we round up here. Letting the head hang heavy. And then rolling the shoulders back at the tops. The palms are forward so you're here in mountain pose. Eyes open or closed. If you feel a little wobbly, you can always open those eyes. Help with your balance just a little bit. Using your next breath, and inhale takes those arms up overhead. You bring the palms together. As you exhale, we're pulling down heart center, bending the knees right into chair pose, not staying too long. But pause in here, feel those legs, those quads, tighten up, they engage, they work. Breathe your round of breath. You got it, coming back to the center, just lift up, keeping your hands where they are. Little balance work here. So if you think about shifting your weight into your right foot, you kind of just pull the heel up on the left side so you feel that weight difference here. Finding a focal spot to stare at so you can stay focused. Just gently think about lifting this left knee. So take your time, go very slow. You think about that right foot on the floor. It doesn't have to lift high, you can stop right here. If you feel okay and you want to lift a little higher, you can try that as well. So we're balancing on that one leg, that right foot. You think about spreading the weight out in that foot so you've got a good grip on your yoga mat. Work through it, it's fine if it drops. You can leave these toes nice and low. They don't even have to lift high. Stay in here, see if you can breathe through it. One more round of breath. Breathe through the wobbles, the shakes of it all. You got it. Keep it lifted with this foot. Gently, we're gonna come forward with our upper torso just a little bit, enough to where we can step this foot back. The idea is to go slow, but I know sometimes it just needs to go back. So you get it back there, work this to where you're nice and open into this lunge. And so you've got your back heel lifted here, a lot of balance. And then as you breathe, these arms are gonna go up overhead, and then we're opening up into warrior two. You're gonna turn out with that back foot. Yeah. So you look, your gaze is right there, your middle finger in the front, you got it. Finding an inhale, this front arm lifts, you lean back, reverse warrior. And then as you blow out, you come to the front extended side angle. So you reach to these fingertips. Stay with that breath. We're going back into the reverse warrior. So nice big range of motion. Exhaling to take it down into this extended side angle. You got it. We're gonna go one more time. So find your pace, reach back. If it feels good for you to move a little slower, then you can absolutely do that. Come into the front. This time, one more time, reach back into this reverse warrior. But when you come to the front, we're gonna rotate everything to the front, turning out with that back foot as well. So you're right back into a lunge. Yeah, you got it. It's a nice little flow there. Find your breath here. And then that front foot is stepping right back into that plank, right back behind you. Find those core muscles, a lot of strength here in this plank. Press through those heels. Find an inhale to send your hips up for a down dog. Those hands can absolutely come in a step or two closer. Pressing the heels down in the back, and then taking the feet and walking them up towards your hands. Forward fold. Inhale to take the halfway lift first. So lift up, straighten the legs, long spine. Exhale back down with soft knees. And then inhale to bring yourself all the way up. So again, we're moving nice and slow. If you like to do that little wiggle with your fingers, there you can take that. When you get to the top, we'll roll those shoulders back right here in mountain pose. Noticing where your shoulders are in space. If you have room, you can press them down away from your ears. Just kind of taking a moment to find your breath. Using the next inhale, the arms come up overhead, palms together. Exhale, lower down into your chair pose. Not staying for long, but let those quads do a little bit of work here, a little bit of strength. Breathe in through. See if you can find that exhale as well, blowing out completely. Very nice. Inhale to take these arms up, back, straight with the legs. This time, shifting the weight into your left foot. Just pull the heel up on the right side. So feel that, feel your balance. Find your spot to stare at. And when you're ready, that toe starts to lift up off of your mat. So slow and steady. Remember that it doesn't have to lift high at all. And you're really thinking about the balance in that left foot this time. Noticing the wobbles, that's okay. We'll work through it if they're there. We're not frustrated with them, we're just observing. Breathe in here. So you hold the pose, but not your breath, which is sometimes a challenge. Stay in here. Remember, you can lower down a little bit. You can even leave the toes on the mat. So all of those are options for you. When you're ready, we're keeping that foot lifted just a little bit. Your torso comes forward a little bit, enough for that foot to step back behind you. So it doesn't have to end up exactly where it needs to go. You can wiggle it back there into position. You got it. When you're ready, those arms come up overhead, and then you open this up into a warrior two pose. Making those adjustments with your feet if you need to. Sometimes you might need to take a big step. The back arm reaches down to touch that back leg. You come up reverse warrior. And then as you exhale, extended side angle. So the forearm rests on that front thigh. Move in between these two poses. The inhale lifts you up and takes you back. The exhale moves you to the front. Reaching through the fingertips, especially overhead. 2 more times. Stay with your breath. Pulling yourself back to it as many times as you need to. You got it. Let's go one more time like this. Back with the reverse warrior. And front extended side angle. This time we're going back. And then we're rounding to the front. So everything is going to shift back to the center of your mat, including that back foot that turns out. You got it. Adjusting that foot if you need to. Pause in here just for a moment. And that front foot is stepping to the back. Plank pose. This time, let's shift our weight forward a little bit. So you feel that stretch through your wrist here. Think about hugging the elbows in close to the side of the body. Bending down. Push up here, those knees can lower down when they need to. Untucking the toes in the back. Inhaling to press up into this cobra as high as you would like. Breathe into it, feel that stretch. Using your next breath, we're gonna send the hips up all the way back for a child's pose. Whatever variation of child's pose you like the best. So if you wanna open up those knees here, you can. But find the center of your forehead. Rest that down on your yoga mat. And then see if you can soften those elbows just a bit. So you don't need a strong, strenuous reach out with the arms. You can soften them down. A little bit more of a relaxed position with the upper body. If your eyes are open, go ahead and close them here. Finding your breath. Get yourself settled in. We'll find a little bit of stillness here. Using this time to practice our belly breathing and to also practice the awareness of staying with your breath. So you see if you notice the moment that your inhale starts, right? You breathe and you feel the air as it comes in through your nose there. Feel the space you create in your body on that inhale. And then as you blow out slow. You take your time. You let that exhale travel all down your body, maybe down your spine, towards your tailbone. Relaxing any tension that it comes across. And then just repeating that process, the process of staying with your breath. Just stay with it. Gently pulling yourself back. Anytime you notice if your mind wanders off, it's very easy to do. Sometimes it happens a whole bunch and all that's okay too. You're just practicing the pull back. Pull back when you notice. Gently letting those hands slide in a little closer towards your face here. Pressing into the palms so we can lift up all fours position. Maybe right there in the middle of your mat. Coming into a puppy pose. So very similar to child's pose, except your hips stay lifted. You take those hands, walk them forward. Still rest in the center of your forehead, down on your yoga mat here. A little more active with the upper body. So still resting those fingers down on your mat, but you'll find some nice length. Feel that stretch right underneath your armpits through those lat muscles and obliques. Noticing that space that you create in your spine here as well. So kind of like in that halfway lift that we do in a forward fold. You think head in one direction, tailbone in the other, and then you're making that space between your vertebrae. Breathe into this one more round of breath. those hands, let's slide them in one at a time, pressing into those palms to lift our body up. From here, we're gonna come into a pigeon pose. So you've got a couple options for your pigeon. If you wanna start from right here in all fours, you can start with that right foot, just step it forward, and then walk that foot over towards the left hand. So it goes towards the left hand and then maybe down a little bit, enough for you to lower your knee down. And then you'll spend some time with that back leg, walking it back. So little baby steps, it doesn't have to happen in one giant motion. But you walk that back, getting yourself nice and settled, letting that front foot move with you too. So that can be pretty close to your hip bone here on the left side. Once you're there, you can untuck that back foot and just lower yourself down. So forearms are a nice option if you want to interlace the fingers. Maybe there's enough room for you to rest your head there. If you feel like you can reach both of those arms out on your yoga mat, that's an option as well. That is the most intense. So even if you hold there just for a moment, that's some nice progress too. But the idea is to find a place where you can feel the stretch, it feels good, but that it's not so strenuous that it starts to restrict your breath. So you're giving yourself space to breathe here. Making as many adjustments as you need. So please don't ever feel like you're stuck. You can move that front foot, that front knee, the hips on either side, that back leg. You can make adjustments all over the place. Getting yourself settled in. We'll take a couple of rounds of breath here in this pigeon pose. Notice in the big stretch, especially in that front leg, you'll feel your quad, your glute, your hamstring, your hip, your inside thigh. A lot of areas. It's helpful to spend a little extra time in this pose just so we can soften through all of those muscles. Just working one at a time, we'll relax them down just a bit. Taking one more breath here, breathing into your belly. And exhaling, let's blow all the way out. So trying to empty out completely here. Even when you get to the bottom, you can see if there's anything left for you to blow out. Then with those hands, we'll set the palms down on our yoga mat. You can walk them in a little closer, and before you come out of your pigeon, if you want to lift up here, even if it's just a little bit, you can take that option. And then gently we'll work ourselves out. So same way that we came in. If you want to tuck the toes in the back and then just start to close this space here, enough to where you can get that right leg back underneath. You end up back in all fours, although you might need to move this right leg around because it feels a little different. You can take some little hip circles or extend, whatever you would like. But we're going to work it same thing on the other side. So that left foot steps forward. You take your time to walk it over towards your right hand. So it comes towards your right hand and then also down a little bit too, enough to where you can drop that knee down. So that foot ends up pretty close to your hip bone, but spending some time to walk this right leg back. So if you think about tucking the toes, you can take those little bitty baby steps. You think toe, knee, an inch or two at a time, just to open up to find that space. Once that back leg extends, you untuck the toe, and then you can lower yourself down. Staying soft through your hips here. If it feels good to move them side to side just a little bit, you can. Stay slow with your range of motion there though. So you find that place in the middle that feels good. And then making whatever adjustments you need, especially with that front foot. Sometimes that foot needs to move in, out, up, down. Just make those little minor adjustments here. As you get yourself settled in, we'll take a couple rounds of breath on this side. Using the time to practice staying with your breath. So just like we did in child's pose, see if just one round of breath, if you can stay with it in its entirety. No big deal if it doesn't work. We're just practicing that pull back here. Soften into this pose with each breath that you take. One more round of breath. Breathe it into your belly. Take your time, maybe breathe a little deeper this time around. Feel that expansion on your inhale. Taking your time to blow out on the exhale, as much time as you can. Slowly we'll let those hands start to make their way back in. If you want to press into those palms and lift yourself up one time before you come out of this pigeon, you have that option as well. Just a little baby back bend, and then we'll work ourselves out. So with that back foot, if you want to tuck the toes, and then just start to inch it back in. Little baby steps to come back in, enough to where you can get this left foot back underneath you. Move it around if it needs it. It feels good to move it after the fact. And then we'll just take those legs out to the side so we can have a seat on our bottoms here. Making our way down to our backs. So you can take your time here. Resting your spine down, the back of your head, rest on your yoga mat as well. Taking your feet, we're going to extend them out to the outside corners of our mat. Taking these first few moments to let the knees and the toes just roll out to the side. So they're in that nice, open, relaxed position. Both of those arms are going to come off of our body. We'll tee them out to the sides. Those palms face up. And then taking a couple moments to let those fingers curl in. So they're nice and soft, no tension there. Getting yourself nice and comfortable. So if those hips feel like they need to move around, or sometimes we can pick up with our shoulders to make space in between. Make those little fidgets and adjustments here. As we get ready for our final pose, our Savasana this morning. If your eyes are open, you can go ahead and close them. Nice and soft through the eyelids here. You can begin to relax any lines that you might have in your forehead. Gently softening those jaw muscles as well. And even checking in with your tongue. Sometimes it likes to hang out at the roof of our mouths, and you can let that come down even so it can take a break as well. Finding an inhale. You can imagine breathing some nice relaxation into your body here. Breathing slowly and deeply. Breathing in as much of that relaxation as you need. Taking time on the exhale to blow out. Letting that relaxation just make its way down our body. Softening at the shoulders. Relaxing down through the elbows and the wrists. Following another inhale as it enters your body here nice and easy. Take all the time that you can. Following the exhale as it makes its way down our bodies. Softening that right hip. Relaxing the left hip. allowing your breath, the exhale, the relaxation to keep going down your legs here. Softening the kneecaps as it passes. And relaxing down through the ankles, the feet, the toes. When you're ready, we're going to give our fingers and our toes just a little wiggle here. Giving yourself a few moments to just kind of come back to eyes open or closed. It's up to you here. But moving slow, mindfully, we'll gently start to make our way back up to a seated position. Once you arrive, you can cross at the ankles and have a seat on your bottom. Taking all of the time that you need to arrive, we'll rest those hands right on the side of our knees. You can go palms down or palms up, it's up to you. But sit up nice and tall. Chest is open, chin is lifted. Those shoulders hopefully a little looser, press down a little further away from our ears. Taking one more breath together. Nice and slow, find an inhale. If it feels good for you to let your shoulders rise, you can let that happen too. Breathe in, lift those shoulders slightly. And as you exhale, blow out, maybe with a little sigh. And if you would like, we'll bring those palms together right here at heart center. It's namaste. It's a great job. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for coming out this morning. So always nice to have